All right. Okay. So I just wanted to put a video together really quick. It's the best way to get a lot of information out in a short period of time, and something that's important as well. Instead of trying to send it through an email or talking about it in class when some people are here some days and not here the other days. So if you could at least take the 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how fast I get this out and how much I ramble. Just to watch this video. It's very important and it'll benefit you in the long run. Give you some good education and knowledge that you can take and use for the rest of your fitness career, if you will. So the topic is going to be injury. I am picking on this topic because, for one, we've had a lot of injuries over the last couple months, which absolutely just, for me, I do not like. Injury, now we'll kind of get back to that in a second. But for two, also, I've had a couple people get injured and then they're trying to blame it on me. Plain and simple. And you can't do that. You can't blame it on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by explaining injury and usually what leads to it. And so that way you can use that information to prevent injury or to help recover from it faster if it does happen. So speaking on that, injury does happen. It's no way 100% preventable. We're looking at world-class athletes who work with the top PTs and trainers and recovery specialists and massage therapists and nutritionists. They get hurt. It happens. There's no way we can prevent it 100%, but there are a lot of measures that we can do to prevent it and reduce that risk of injury. And then again, if that does happen, what do we need to do to make sure that we're speeding up our recovery time and not coming back too early and then re-injuring ourselves? You don't want to get into what's called the cumulative injury cycle, where you're not fully recovering, you're overdoing it, and you keep getting injured. So that's kind of the basis of this video, so please watch this all the way through. Set 5 to 8 minutes time aside for this. It's very important that everybody watches this. So okay, so injury. Again, everything that I do here, from my warm-up to workout to cool down, is designed to prevent or reduce the risk of injury. That means it's an extensive warm-up. It takes the body through all the ranges of motion, movement patterns, turning off tight, overactive muscles and activating weak, underactive muscles. And then we want to take the muscles through ranges of motion, extensibility, and pliability. So that's why you see a lot of the clients in semi-private and some of the other ones doing foam rolling, which is another topic we'll get into. And I plan on putting a foam rolling mobility seminar together here in the next few weeks, months, whenever I get around to it. So the goal is to have a proper warm-up, listen to your body during your workout, and proper cool-down. The cool-down, I always tell you guys, is as important as the warm-up. And I know some of you guys, you got stuff to do, you got to get out of here, things like that. You got to put a couple minutes into your cool-down, at least stretching, allowing everything to kind of resettle down. If not, you're just setting yourself up for injury. Okay? So that's one thing, is not properly cooling down after your workouts. Okay? Or not properly warming up on the days that you're not here. If you're not warming up properly and you're going out and doing something, that's how it happens. Okay? So that's one thing we want to look at. But like I said, we understand that it can happen at any time to anybody, so just always keep that in the back of your mind. Number two, not listening to your body in the workouts, pushing through pain, things like that, not modifying, lifting too heavy, not checking your ego at the door, not listening to me when I make suggestions. Those are all other things that will lead to injury as well. Okay? So that's number two. Number three, what you do when you leave here is also crucial. I don't know what you do for your job. If you sit at a desk all day long, that's not good. If you have a job that's very active but it's very repetitive, you do the same thing over and over again, that creates muscle imbalances and It also creates inflammation and things like that. So I don't know what you're doing outside of here. I don't know if you're running. I don't know if you're doing some crazy yoga practice and you're doing everything wrong or whatever. So we have to look at your lifestyle as well. Lifestyle can dictate that also. And then part of lifestyle is your recovery. So starting off with your first part of your recovery is your cool down. is your cool down. After that, your nutrition. Okay? And in nutrition, we're going to break that down into smaller parts. If you're not eating enough protein, okay, plain and simple. I tell you guys all the time. It's right over my shoulder there, somewhere over there. Protein. Protein, protein, protein. You guys, that is the building blocks of your muscle. If you're not eating enough, you're going to break down your muscle, and that's where injury happens as well. On top of that, hydration. If you're not hitting your hydration marks, you're going to be basically starving your muscles of lubrication, okay? You wouldn't drive your car on 1 quart of oil, because what's going to happen? You're going to blow your engine real fast. Same thing with your body. Not enough protein, not enough water, and your muscles will not be hydrated, lubricated, and they will not be repairing properly. You damage your muscles in the workouts. You tear them down. That's where soreness comes from. You build them back up with proper recovery techniques, off days, active recovery, foam rolling, protein, water, and other nutrients as well, and supplements. So that's one way of doing it. So you want to look at making sure you're getting in those things as well. So protein, hydration, very crucial. If you're not getting those in, you're drinking beer, you're drinking alcohol, you're not drinking water, tons of coffee, you're not eating your protein. Oh, it's too hard to get enough protein. I hear it all the time. It's not too hard. We just need to focus on it a little bit more, you guys, okay? And if you're not sure how to get that protein in, come talk to me. Most of you guys should have the meal plans or the understanding of how to put that together and get the right amount of protein in. There's hundreds of options to get protein in, okay? We just need to find what works best for you. And I'm willing to work on that with you. So, and the other piece of that recovery is sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, your body's not recovering. That's when your body recovers the most, is when you're sleeping. That's when you repair, okay? So that's what we're going to look at it as well. Plenty of protein, plenty of water, plenty of sleep, and not overdoing it outside of here. Those are all things that are imperative to reducing your risk of injury, okay? So now that you can tell that it's not just coming here and you lifted a weight and you did something wrong, and now you're looking, you're scratching your head, and you want to point the finger somewhere else, or maybe just maybe you're not sure how it happened, okay? But again, I do my best to reduce injury, and that's like number one for me: safety and injury reduction. So on the other aspect of that is if you're not doing those things, you guys, you need to get those. You need to do it, plain and simple. Especially as we get older, our body just needs more recovery, more nutrition, more TLC. Okay. So on the other side of that is what happens if I get injured? Okay. Here on out, if you get injured, you need to come talk to me. And not through email, not through instant messenger, not through text. You need to come talk to me personally, whether it's over the phone or in person. Okay? We will sit down and discuss the best path for you, whether it's just reducing your frequency of workouts, whether it's modifying certain exercises, whether it is taking a look at your nutrition. If it's bad enough, you would look at the recovery massage therapy that Jen does. And also even chiropractic if something shifts in the spine or back, or any joint in the body can be adjusted. So that means any joint can be out of alignment at any time. Okay? So what we're going to look at is using those modalities or those techniques to limit the injury response after you do get injured. So getting on top of it right away is important, and not just waiting until it becomes a problem. Now you're stopping a ball that's rolling down the hill, which is a lot harder to do. Okay? So think of it that way. Get on top of it, stay on task, and work your recovery techniques, which are part of those modalities I discussed: chiropractic, massage, nutrition. Speak with me. And then also we want to look at inflammation reduction, so icing any swollen or injured areas, 20 minutes on, no more than 20 minutes, and then every hour or so. Another therapy is quick and easy is ibuprofen. Now, if you want to go the more holistic route, we want to look at taking supplements like turmeric, anything that's got lots of antioxidants, bone broth soup, things like that. I've worked with a few of you guys on that, so those are all other great resources and things we need to be doing, okay? So it kind of goes on a little bit more expansive about that, but that's the gist of it, you guys. We need to be smart about this. We need to reduce our risk of injury, and if it does happen, we need to get on top of it right away. So just understand that I am here for you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys are safe and injury-free, and if you do get injured, get you back on track as fast as possible. Don't try and do it on your own, you guys, okay? That's my job, all right? I work very hard with you guys individually as much as possible. When most places wouldn't, they would just tell you to either suck it up, or they wouldn't even give you any guidance, which can lead to more injury, or you would just kind of fall through the cracks, okay? So please look at that perspective that most places just wouldn't even seem to care or would even bother or have the knowledge or understanding to work with anybody once they get injured, okay? So this is very important. Please listen to this message. Please heed my advice. And if you have any other questions, please discuss this with me. Like I said, in person, going through email and text message is just not a great way to communicate these things. And a lot can be lost in translation there. So hopefully that's kind of opened your eyes to understanding that injury does happen, how it happens, some of the reasons why, and then what we need to do if it does happen, okay? So please, like I said, use this information wisely and discuss any questions that you have with me before or after class, or get a hold of me and say, hey, when can we get on the phone? Okay, you guys? So that's your discussion on injury, and hopefully this will make an impact on you and everybody else's through down the road here, limiting our risk of injury as well. So please get a hold of me. Like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. That's what I'm here for. Okay? All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.